Damn, I am so late getting on this live, y'all. I was on the phone. Somebody literally called me at like 4:28, and I had to talk to them. So I'm probably gonna end up changing. I'm gonna change this lip gloss because every time I do that, it always like every time I put on something like this, it I don't like it. So and I feel like I'm kind of like over. Guys, welcome to the live with my late self. Just got back. I picked up a little like winter, well, a little job. So for the holidays, and I have work at like a little bit. I'm supposed to be visiting Keston this week, but see if this is right. Okay, that's good. Hey, I'm over here just fixing, redoing my lipstick because I did not like how it looks. Just waiting for everybody to get in. This is like the question I get a lot on this channel, so I thought I would kind of talk about it. Just basically getting back together with my ex. Her dad. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, this is way better. I don't know. I think I'm just like I've been into lip gloss these last couple years. Ooh, I feel like I've just been more into that. All right, because like back in the day, I was more into like matte things. I really like lip oils. You do? Have you found a good one? I have not found a good one yet. Okay, so I'm putting together this bike I got. So I started just like accepting a bunch of sponsorships, even on like TikTok and stuff. You can go on TikTok, and there's my baby smelling me as usual. You can go on TikTok and you can request like free samples from companies, to try out. Not yet, baby. My baby is trying to ride the bike. So I didn't do any requests, but I finally went through my email because these, like, if you're a small influencer like me and you're Black, like, they don't be wanting to pay. So sometimes I have to like, and I don't want to do nothing. Like they literally will be like, can you do this for free or can you do this for $20? And sometimes I'm like, okay, if it's really good, like I don't mind doing a trade. But yeah, so I went to my old like email that I use for YouTube and all those other things, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm putting this bike together that they sent me. It's just a little bike. It's a little like off-brand Peloton. I don't even know where I'm gonna put it in here. I think I told you guys about it, and then they sent like a treadmill. I have no idea where I'm gonna put it. You made it blurry. Oh, did I? Hold on. Let me see something because this thing is so blurry, and I don't know what I did. Is that more blurry? Oh my god, that did make it blurry. Maybe I need to use my shirt instead of my fingers. Let me see. I think that's a little better. I think. Use the shirt, yeah. I think that made it better. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing tonight. It has been like a crazy time for a lot of stuff. I'm gonna look at the instructions. I think it said for me to do the front first, so I'm gonna work on the front first. Anyway, what do y'all want to talk about tonight? I mean, I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I already know that people are going to come in here asking me like the same questions. So if you guys could do me a favor and just like answer them, just so I don't get like sidetracked. Cause I'm like, I'll be talking about something, and then people will just start asking me like the same questions over and over and over about like studies or like a job or something like that. And I'm like, not Luigi. He is cute. But yeah, I just cannot help but think if this was like a black dude who killed the CEO, would we be having the same conversation right now? Maybe if it was like a fine black man, maybe. I don't know. But I just don't know with the discourse, of everything. I just feel like it would be like, oh my gosh, like they're always killing people. But like that fine man, that cute kind of like, what is he? Is he Italian? I don't know. But he's pretty cute. I'm like, well, that glare in the background was kind of annoying me. Would it be like the same discourse? But I don't see a fine black man killing somebody like that. I don't feel like, because people kill mostly under circumstance. Black people, like a black person's not gonna go to like a specific neighborhood and be like, I'm gonna kill everybody. Like, it's never gonna be like, it's usually like in their neighborhood or in their area and their circumstance. Other races, they got the privilege to pick and choose who they're gonna shoot up and stuff. Like, we don't just like choose a certain person of like, especially of like a famous person and do stuff like that for the most part, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, last night, y'all, we were talking. I was telling y'all about and yes, I'm keeping this live up. But yeah, I was telling y'all about my trip to Ohio and how I had so many story times. Because back in the day when I would go on these work trips, I would give you guys like the tea. I would do like a whole story time on it. And then I just stopped doing that. And I think it's because I just go on so many jobs per year that I just stopped doing it. This year alone, I told you guys I went to like 6 different states. So I did 6 different jobs. And there's like, it's like so much always happens that I'm like, and then by the time I get down to like, I'm on to the next job or I'm, home and I'm chilling or whatever like that. But yeah, so for those of you, I think I'm going to wait till more people get in there just because I don't want to annoy y'all with like repeating myself a bunch of times. You know how that is. So I'm just going to wait a little bit. But ooh, it comes with like a screen. And this is kind of like the screen is actually, and it comes with a speaker. So I am actually surprised by this. I think I'm going to finally get down like my weight. Like I keep getting back into the 200s. But it's like I feel like when you're like 5'8" and you're taller, it is so hard to like stay under like 190. What is it, my cutie? Okay, mama moved it for you, little baby. You little cutie. Anybody talk aggressively with love to their babies? My mom started. I'd be like, I love my baby. That's crazy. Girl, you better make some room for that bike, right? Girl, I'm about to because I'm tired of being a big. Have you tried intermittent fasting? 100%. And it works. But I just can't stay on it. I can't stay on it. The thing I usually like to do is, Phoebe, why do you wait till I start talking to do that? Girl, do that somewhere else. But yeah, 1 meal a day is usually what I was doing, and then I stopped doing that. But yeah, intermittent fasting definitely works. So I'm gonna wait until it gets up a few more people. I did forget that it is a Friday, it's the holidays, and people are still at work right now. People are getting out of work right now. So obviously it's not gonna be a lot of people, but I got something to do tonight. So, and I gotta make sure I'm not like, too late. So this is what usually happens to me, y'all. I usually do a study, a clinical trial, and I typically lose like 8 to 20 pounds per study. So at first, that's just how I was like getting by. Like last year, for instance, I did a study. I lost about 30 pounds last year. I got down to like 180. And then I just gained like 30, 40 pounds back. And I just keep doing it. I started Ozempic last week. So are you on a semi-glutide? Are you like actually on the Ozempic brand? And do you have diabetes? Um, hey, Kate. Hey, everybody. Octavia. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Portia. Peace and love, Ty. Hey, girl. I don't see Keep On Pushing. She's probably at work, and she probably doesn't get off till like 7 o'clock. Hey, baby. See that? What kids just be smelling? What is that? What? Get your little smelling butt out of here. Move. You little baby. She's so cute. Say hello, cutie. She just went to the dentist today. My baby. Oh, yes, my cutie. She had a dentist appointment. Ooh. Oh my gosh, Phoebe. Not right now. Come on, stand up, my love. Come on. Oh. Yes, and you mommy's got your back, my cutie. She went to the dentist today. So, her teeth, she's had 2 teeth come out because, her baby teeth, her adult teeth are coming in. So we pulled that and the tooth fairy came. So I wasn't sure if she had cracked because like you know how baby teeth are? There's no root really. Like our teeth have roots. It looks like a little chiclet. But this one had a little chiclet with a little root, so I wasn't sure. So they did an x-ray and they said she's good. I just wanted to make sure nothing was left over. And then also they did a little cleaning. Phoebe, stop it. It's actually Ozempic. My A1C is 5.6, which is bad, but not terrible. Okay. How do you get my name highlighted? Okay, let's see. That's a good question. Hold on, girl. I think I have to. There. Let's see. I don't know if I did it right. Oh, you're talking to Lord. Okay, got it. Sorry, girl. I just made you a moderator. You're in here enough anyway, so you can get out the creeps. Okay, so I did not know they go by an A1C. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing that's like blood levels. Are you pre-diabetic? And what is your starting weight? And like, do you have a goal? My nephew has split teeth from when it started growing out. What does that mean? Split teeth. I have never heard of that before. But yeah. Okay, so the adventures. So every time I go on these little jobs, and y'all, it's just like crazy madness. And this job was just like no different than the other ones. Okay, I'm guessing I gotta take this screw out. This thing is actually like really heavy. When I got the box, I barely could like make it into the house. I had to push it from the mailroom because I brought a wagon and I thought, oh, I can just take no. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I am. Oh, this is a sticker. Oh, yes. So I didn't know that these are stickers. So I could just take it right off. Oh, yeah. They're like those hard, thick stickers. I'm gonna take that shit right off. Oh, shoot. Like, because I like mine just like straight black. I don't like all that stuff on there. I was gonna paint it white at first. Yeah, don't take it off until after the review. I know, I gotta wait, but I was just testing it. What is it, my cutie? What's going on, baby? It never upset him, and the dentist said to wait for permanent teeth. Okay. Yeah, you should write a book about your juicy work stories. For real. What is it, you little cutie? Oh, you just want mommy's love. Because you're little. You're tiny. Thank you, baby. I'll take it out. Did you put that sticker on my foot? She probably did. I always got stickers on there. Yeah, she mentioned that. earlier. Okay, that's what I said earlier. Okay, yeah, I should write a book. So first of all, you know, for people who like are like tuning in and they didn't tune in yesterday, but long story short, I went on a trip for work and I didn't have a room. Well, I had a room. Oh my god, I literally forgot. Yo, I forgot how all of this started. Okay, so let's do this. When I first got down there, I had a homeboy who got me on the job. Now, okay, I can't really, well, I mean, she doesn't really understand what I'm talking about, but I will type it out, okay? Because I'm a classy mom. So, I got there, I got to the job, and I had a homeboy who got me on the job. He is from Texas. He's a Hispanic guy, right? This is the beginning. So basically, to get a lot of these higher paying jobs, you got to know somebody. So they have specific companies. Like the company that I went with specifically, um, it's like you can't just like walk in there and apply. Somebody has to put your name in to get on. And that's how a lot of these companies are. So my homeboy put my name in to go to this job with him. So he was like, we can be roommates. We can, now I have with him before. Um, and I don't know, I was good. It wasn't anything bad. Like we got along. He was funny. He was cool. And he would always call me to check on me. Like he was actually great. And then he was like, then I brought my homegirl on. Oh my God, y'all, everything is just like coming back, which me and her, we stopped being friends. I have been friends with her since 2019 and she like we're done, we're done. She was an older lady too and I literally like just erased her from my mind because I do that whenever, and I know this sounds like I just like start so much shit and I'm just like a horrible person, but when I tell y'all what happens and how people act when you put them in a certain position, you're gonna understand exactly what I'm saying. These people were not my friends in the first place. Okay, so me and him, like I said, I met him like a year or two ago on a job. I was telling him about how like it's so hard for Black people to get jobs, better jobs, and it's true. In the refineries, like the Hispanic people, like they take over. They've taken over that industry, which is nothing wrong with that, right? But the problem is they only hire their own. That's it. And that's what like any company you work with Hispanic people, you know, they get in and they only hire their own. Instead of hiring and helping other minorities, they only help themselves. And I don't care what anybody says, that's what it is. Because literally, when I was getting a job, he was like, you know, my name is Irma, but the Spanish way of saying it is Irma. So he was like, are you Spanish? And I said, see, bitch. I was like, yeah. He told him I was like Hispanic. He told him I was like Panamanian or something like that. But I should not have to do that um, to get a job. See what I'm saying? So that's how I got this job. Basically, he told Maria that I was like either Puerto Rican or something like that, or whatever, y'all. And I got the job. So I got on the job, then I put my homegirl Lisa on the job. Now I met Lisa 5 years ago, and she's like in her 50s or 60s, but we always kept in touch with each other. Now, Lisa, the jobs that she be getting, she always getting these like local 17, 15, $14 an hour jobs. So I told her, come on with me. Like I'm telling you, I was like, girl, this job pays like $3,000 a week. She's the type of person, she's like, she does not leave home. If you want to make money, you got to leave home. And so she was like, I put her name in, the recruiter contacted her, and I was like, we can try to stay together, we can work something out. Me and Lisa get, you know, we get on the road, we head down there, and we fell out. And I'm gonna tell y'all about her later, but first I'm gonna tell y'all about him. And I had to throw his shit out on the freeway. And I feel bad now in retrospect a little bit, but if I tell you what happened, like you'll get it, okay? I don't even know if I can tell y'all because it's gonna like y'all gonna look at me like, girl. Okay. Basically, I went to go stay with him. We hung out, and something basically happened to me. And I asked him about it. And he was like, what? Like he was like, what? Like, okay, so it was something that was going on with me, like my body, and I asked him about it. Okay. But he was like, "What?" So, long story short, like when I went to go give him like an update, I was fine. But when I went to go like talk to him about it, he was ignoring me and avoiding me because he didn't want to be confronted. So I was like, "Okay." Like he was just, so he worked on day shift, I worked on night shift, and I did not like the way he was coming at me. So I was like, "You know what? Like I'm scared for my life because I don't know what's going on." And y'all, the funny part, it was my fault. So I'm gonna just tell y'all what happened so that you don't ever make this mistake. Okay. It was dark, right? And like me and him had like hung out, right? Like I said, I've been talking to him for a couple years now. My dumb ass, I wiped myself with a dirty rag on accident. So we were at a hotel. The lights were out. Like I was in the shower and the lights just completely went out and I got scared. So I, rinsed myself off. I hurried up and I jumped out of the shower. And I just like grabbed a rag off the floor. Like not off the floor, like it was just a rag. Like, right? Because I thought my rag had like fell on the floor because it was dark and I was kind of like feeling around. When I tell y'all, it was black. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning because I worked night shift and I got off at 4 that day and it was like 4:15. It was black. Um, I wiped myself down there, y'all. I broke out. And so I did not think that it was the rag. So I literally went to Planned Parenthood. I had gotten checked and they were like, "I don't know what this is." And I was like, he gave me something. So I asked him about it and he was like, "What?" He literally was like, "How could that have been me?" I thought he was trying to play me. So I was like, "You know what? F you. Like, you gave me something." And he was like, "There's no way." So he was just like, I'm guessing he thought he gave me something because he just stopped responding to me. He stopped talking to me, like, kind of, he was just giving me these dry texts. And so I told him, I was like, "You ruined my life." So I scheduled a consultation. They referred me to an actual gynecologist. By the time I got to her, it was cleared up. And she was like, "I don't see anything." And I said, "Ma'am, like, because I already know how y'all try to do Black women. So don't play me. I need you to like take a look." She was like, "There's nothing." She's like, "It looks like something may have healed, maybe." Because, okay, side story, y'all. When I was in Ohio, I got bit by something. I ended up getting cellulitis. I don't know if it was an ingrown hair I got bit, but they put me on antibiotics. So now that I'm thinking about everything in retrospect, I was on antibiotics. The thing cleared up within days. And everybody was like, "No, no, like, no." And so I literally in my head, but I don't know if it was like my ADHD, like me being paranoid, like, whatever. Anyway, y'all, he stopped talking to me, responding to me. So I grabbed his stuff, threw it in the hallway, and it's so funny. And I just started throwing it off the ledge thing. Like there was like a balcony, at those hotels. I was not going to carry that down, so I threw it down the stairway, like it rolled down. And one of my coworkers saw me. She was like, "Hey, do you need help moving?" She was like, "I see you throwing shit off the edge." And I said, "Yeah," because I was trying to hurry up before he got home. Before he got back, I didn't know if he was gonna, So yeah, I chunked everything off the freeway, chunked that thing off the thing, loaded it in my car, big suitcases, everything. And then I went and I slept in a parking lot because he was my roommate and I didn't have a place to stay. So I was sick of him. I was done. I thought my life was over. I'm not even kidding. Like literally my life flashed for my eyes. I was like, I'm never going to be able to kiss Phoebe. I don't want nobody touching me. Like, oh my God, but so stupid. Anyway, everything came back negative, and I actually just had like, from rubbing myself. And the thing about it is that like I saw the dirty towel and I was like, "Ew, oh my God." Like, but I did not think because it took a minute for the irritation to start. So I was just like, it was you. It was you. So yeah. After I did that, I ended up helping him find his stuff on the freeway. Some of it had been taken. And then I had threw like his one bag in the Walmart garbage bag can. Anyway, he found it. He called me. He was like, "Where's my stuff?" And I said, I did not answer. Like he called me like 1,000 times. He was like, "Where's my stuff?" I was like, "What do you want?" He was like, "Irma, where are my things?" I said, "Check the freeway." He was like, "Did you really throw my stuff out?" And I said, "Yes, I threw your shit." He was like, "Why would you do that?" I said, "Because you don't want to answer your phone. You don't want to answer your phone. You possibly ruined my life and you don't want to answer the phone. Okay, I'm going to ruin yours." All his shit. And he had FRCs. FRCs are really expensive. Like a pair of pants is like $100, $200. A shirt is, and we have to wear nothing but FRCs because it's fire resistant clothing. So yeah, I went and I was like driving up and down the freeway because he was explaining to me, but I felt really bad. But yeah, you know, so yeah, that was the story with him. And then we barely talked after that. Like he still answers my texts, but he does not reach out to me. And I honestly kind of don't blame him. But at the same time, the simple fact that he's even still responding to my texts, and sometimes I would see him at work, and I didn't even recognize him, like because he would be wearing a mask. So he would recognize me and he would wave, and I'll be like, "Hey." And so he thought that I was like not really talking to him after that happened, but I was still cool with him. Like I am obviously a fucking maniac, so just chill. Yeah, we found a couple things. It was nothing like this is so bad but funny. Yes. On the freeway, yes, y'all, on the freeway. So that was literally day 2. This was literally like day 2. Oh no, actually no. I had been there a whole week, right? Okay. So that's the first week I didn't pay for nothing because he had been paying for the room and he was just like, "We'll just split it, whatever." And I was like, "That's fine." And the funny thing is that like I hope he didn't think he was gonna get some and I'm still paying rent. Like it don't work like that. It don't work like that, buddy. But yeah, so I wasn't paying any rent or anything like that. But then I just was like done with him. So yeah, like I said, I slept in my car for like a day or two, and I ended up meeting the aunt. Okay. Now, me and Lisa, we were supposed to roommate with each other, but I feel like Lisa just wanted to sleep in her car the whole time and save all of her per diem. That is not a problem for me. We had all agreed on a hotel, and she had found a hotel. And so I said, "Oh, the price is good." I was like, "The price is good. It's okay. It's like short notice, right?" But then I found something cheaper. So I would tell her, like, "Hey, girl, I think I found something cheaper. Like, what do you think about this place? What do you think about that place?" She got mad at me and she canceled the reservation for the other place. Like, we were all set to move. We had already told them we're moving out. So she cancels it because I only asked about, "What do you think about this place and this place?" So she was like, "Well, I take it you don't want a roommate no more." So I just canceled the thing. And so that pissed me off. I was like, "Why would you go do something like that?" And then it was just the way she was texting me. Like she was texting me dry. She was acting funny once she got on the job and she met the aunt. So they got buddy buddy. And anybody that would be friends with that aunt, like something's wrong with them. Okay. The aunt is the lady who I threw the smoothie on. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. So, Lisa does that. I go up to her and I start telling her, like about the whole hotel thing. I was like, because this is what she wanted to do. She wanted us to roommate with like 6 different girls. So it was going to be 3 beds and then 2 people in each bed. Phoebe, can you turn that down a little bit, baby? Thank you, sweetheart. Perfect. Um, so yeah, like she wanted us to roommate. I told her, I was like, that means I'm gonna have to keep all of my things in the trunk. That's the only reason why. And then she didn't want my homeboy to come with us. I hadn't thrown his shit out on the freeway yet when this happened. So I was still, considering him. So, long story short, I was like, let's do something else that we can all stay together. She's like, well, if we do it like this, we only got to pay like $50 a week. And I was like, that sounds okay, but I don't know these girls. She literally just met a group of girls and was like, like she just met them there. So she was like, well, you need to stop being insecure. You need to start trusting people. That's not how you live your life. You can't just be thinking everybody's going to steal from you. First of all, bitch, I brought a $2,500 laptop. I brought equipment. I bought like clothes. Like I have stuff. So don't, even though I have renter's insurance, do not play with me. I'm not gonna leave my stuff in there. I'm gonna have to leave my things in my car because I don't know these girls. They got some girls on day shift, they got some girls on night shift. It's a mix of girls that we don't know. Long story short, me and her, we ended up falling out. It was so stupid. And boom, that was it. So she ends up, so I ended up meeting this lady at the job. And the reason why I knew this lady was not my cup of tea is because she was trauma dumping on me. Anytime I meet a person and they're trauma dumping, as soon as we meet, I know that people try to glamorize that, but that is a desperate person who either starts all the trouble or is the trouble or can is like not a person to be trusted. And that's just what I know from experience, and I was right. I meet her, we're chilling on the job, and I was like, hey, I said, what's your name? I started talking to her like, real casual. And I was like, okay, cool. And she was like, yeah, like literally after we got our names, she was like, where you staying at? And I told her, well, I'm trying to like figure this out with my homeboy. And she was like, oh, okay. So then I said, where you staying at? And she said, well, I got a place at the Holiday Inn. My niece just moved out, and she was mad about it. And she was like, she just left me stranded, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, why would your niece leave you stranded? You did something. So she was like, I've been, if you need a roommate, let me know. So I'll keep you in the back, So we got each other's numbers. That was it. But then she started telling me about how she was married to a guy, how she was in prison, how she met her man in prison from her ex-husband who was in prison. It was just like a whole thing. And I was like, well, damn, okay, and I didn't tell her nothing about me. And I was like, okay, yeah. And she was just talking. So the shift is, it's time for me to leave because I actually was just there to relieve her for a bathroom break. So I was like, I gotta go. And then like literally like I ended up meeting the Ohio guy, and me and him decided to roommate with her because it's a nice hotel. It was too expensive for what it was. It was a Holiday Inn, one of those, but it was okay. So we ended up splitting the hotel. And then that's when her niece comes in. So her niece, was staying with another lady, and she decided that she didn't want to be there no more. So I was like, okay, we can come. I met the niece, we were cool. Um, and yeah, but y'all, that ended up being such a messy situation, and I knew it. So Lisa, my ex homegirl, started becoming friends with the aunt. They started eating lunch together every day, hanging out. And the aunt is a messy ass person. So I knew that Lisa was trash and desperate if she started becoming friends with the aunt. It was just like, that was it for me. You are the company you keep. And I'm not trying to judge her, but I'm like, you've been to prison so many times. Like, you met your man and then he left you. Like, your ex-husband was in prison and he introduced you to his homeboy that was in prison. No. Like, no. And then he ended up cheating on her, which I was not surprised. I saw that ass. And he ended up leaving her for another girl at the plant. And he got a raise and whatever. So that's another thing about the plant, y'all. If y'all know people who have been to prison, you can get a good job there. Just like studies. Y'all know I be doing like some low-key ghetto stuff. And then so yeah. I'm here listening. Jesus. Oh, hey y'all. Just like trucking, exactly. I'm always on like some low tier, like almost like bottom feeder stuff. But this is what you do with it, right? So yeah, he ended up leaving her for some girl, and I was not surprised, like at all. Oh, it's starting to get warm in here. It was cold outside. I had went out earlier, so we were just getting back. But yeah. Oh, that feels good. Oof. That feels good. So yeah, like I said, so yeah, we ended up moving in with the aunt, and then that's when like everything was kind of going weird. So yeah, I just can't. I just can't because it's just like, okay, anyway. So some days go on. Me and the Ohio guy are getting along, but he was kind of like annoying. I thought he was really cute. I thought he was so fun and so interesting, and he always has stuff to talk about. But there was just something off, and something wasn't right, and y'all know how that is. So he would like bring me food. He would always like wake me up, and that would kind of piss me off because we were a graveyard shift, and I'm the type of person I don't sleep good during the day. So if you wake me up during the day, like I'm not gonna be able to go back to sleep, basically, long story short. So he would wake me up, like I would be dead asleep, right? Like I would get off at like 4 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning sometimes. This nigga would come wake me up at like 11 o'clock with food, a whole plate of food. He would have like a smoothie, a coffee. Like he went to like 3 or 4 different places to get food. And I really, really appreciated that. But I was like, dude, I'm sleeping and I can't eat this right now. So I would wait. And then I got like 6 more hours till we got to be at work because our shift was 6 to 6. But I was always doing 13, 14. So I typically would work 6 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. So I was like, what the hell? So yeah, I'm like, I need to sleep. I need to sleep. But I think it was kind of like offending him. It was. He told me. So he just thought I wasn't being appreciative. And I was like, listen, I really appreciate this, but like you gotta do it later on the day. He would only sleep for like a little bit. He would sleep like 1 or 2 hours and then he was up. He was good for the day. And I genuinely, like he told me it was just like, based off of our energy. And I actually believe that now. I guess like sometimes you just like a person and it just kind of like you feed off of their energy. And he genuinely was feeding off of my energy. So time goes by. And that's when the niece comes. And I just knew that everything was gonna go downhill from there. And that's how like a guy is not even worth it. He's kind of like trash. So, you know, it was, whatever for me. But I was sad at the same time. And he started acting so different. So he meets the niece. And he told me, he was like, I don't like her. And I knew that means that he likes her. Because whenever a guy first meets a girl, I mean, I know she was like getting dressed in the living room, like, and it was kind of dark. And I don't know if she thought that, like, she knew we could see her. And even like moving forward, like a month later, they were both roommating together. Like she was still dressed super skimpy around him, and she would sleep naked. Like she would get like she would just sleep. That's just how she slept, naked or whatever. So, whatever. That was that. And I have like, anyway, what do you guys think about the whole thing with my Mexican homeboy? I mean, I know that I could have handled things better, but y'all, I really thought he gave me something because when somebody gives you something in those story times, they always stop talking to you. Like they kind of like he obviously we were roommating, so he couldn't cut off all communication, but like he just literally like would not. And then I think he was like trying to avoid me coming home, because when he was coming home, I was going to work. When I was going to work, he was coming home. So I felt like he was even coming home later and later so that he could avoid me. And this went on for days. My heart was literally like I couldn't focus at work. My heart was beating. I didn't have no goddamn insurance. Like, and I really think Ohio because I went there and like they had like a lot of free healthcare down there. And they were like, and they could like approve you for all kinds of stuff. So yeah, anyway. I felt bad, and I just called him like the other day, and usually he was always the one to call me. I never would call that dude ever, and I would rarely text him back. So yeah. She said I would have waited until the test results to blow up, but the fact he wasn't talking to you made him seem guilty. So even though it wasn't right that you threw all his stuff, I don't blame you. And it was like that's not even something that I do. I don't ever do stuff like that. And when I felt like I was in like some type of rage or something because I genuinely thought it was like a lifelong disease. You guys know what I'm talking about. So and it was so funny because when I went to the doctor, she was like, I don't think this is the H because she said you would have had bumps like immediately. You would have had sores everywhere. She's like, it does not take that long for it to go into effect. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, and then just like other things. And like we used, we covered up. So I was like, how did this happen? I was genuinely like, what? And it was because my dumb self used a raggedy towel. So y'all, anyway, watch yourselves. Make sure and like no, it's scary for real. It really is scary. And there was like, so yeah, but that's my fault. You guys know I'm not really like educated that well and things. Like I'm trying to educate myself more and more. And it was also scaring me because like I said, guys, I went like he didn't even ask me for an update. I went to go get a test done, right? I guess I didn't I'm thinking about it now. Okay, so basically after I thought something happened to me, right? I went and I got a test done. And that same day is when I threw all his stuff out. He didn't even try to ask me, like, oh, did your results come back good? Like, he didn't even care to ask me anything like that. So I wonder if he's ever given, because why was it exactly like, why was he ignoring me? So, I mean, it could have, now in hindsight, he genuinely could have just been like, what, like in shock, and he was scared and he was trying to avoid me. Cause I guess I was being scary. I was only being scary because he was just like avoiding me. It was like this, I'm like, you're not a real man. Like, you're not a real friend. If it was like a real friend, whatever. So, yeah. I have never actually sat on a toilet seat. I always just like, so yeah. And then I started thinking like, but then I was just starting to think I was so stupid. And then, okay, when I got back to Texas, the whole time, this is another thing that happened, guys. I went to the gynecologist, she did my, what is that? The pap smear. Remember I was telling her I had to get a pap smear? And like, she did not call me back. And I called up to the clinic so many times. Weeks went by. They never called me. I was freaking out. My entire time in Ohio was like plagued by this. It was plagued. I was just thinking like, I had, it was just so annoying. The whole trip. And then I ended up coming back to Texas because I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out what this is once and for all. Like I said, guys, I got several tests done and it was not what I thought. Like, and then she told me, she was like, this is probably HPV. And I was like, what? And then she was like, then finally a doctor was like, girl, this is not HPV. She was like, you don't even have nothing to show me. And I was like, I know. Like, I feel so stupid now because I'm telling y'all, within a couple of days of being on the antibiotics, it was gone. So like, she was like, what am I supposed to be looking at? What's going on here? So I was like, I have, I thought I had HPV. And so she was like, if you had like genital warts, they would not be gone. She said it would take like 2 months to clear up on their own. If they do, she was telling me we have to do a cryotherapy on your, or we have to burn them off one by one. And she was like, she was like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. So I went back into my photos and I showed her my photos and she was like, that's impossible. So yeah, anyway, I learned a lot, y'all. I learned that if you have warts, like they don't just go away within a month. I learned that they only test for the high risk HPV. They're not going to even test for anything low risk. And yeah, like everything came back negative. I'm so stupid. And I threw everything out on the freeway because he ignored me. And I hate to say it, but like, not the lessons. And the funny thing is that I'm vaccinated for HPV. Well, no, that was another thing. I wasn't fully vaccinated. I had only gotten 2 HPV vaccinations and then I just like forgot about it. So I need my 3rd one because I'm over 21. I think it's like over a certain age, like you can get 2 after the age of 11 or 13. And then after the age of like 25 or something like that, you have to get 3. So okay. The other day in a video, you said your mom was 19 when she had your sister, but your dad was 10 years younger than her. So your dad was 9 when he got your mom pregnant? Ty. Yes, my dad was 9. My dad was a toddler dad. He was not even a teenage dad. He was a toddler dad. The sexual health care system is a joke in America. How many people don't even know? Y'all, it is a joke. Like, it is a joke. Okay, so Ty, listen. Me and my sister's dad, after I told you guys that, I also said that there's no way that my dad could be her dad. Remember? I said because he and my sister are only 9 years apart. So yeah, we don't have the same dad. Me and my other sibling have the same parent, but my sister is like 50. She's 52. I'm 32. My mom is 72. Well, it's all, And my mom started with a girl and then she ended with a girl. My sister's the oldest and I'm the youngest. Yeah. You need to see your face. So like so it's like a joke here. And even this gynecologist I went to last time, she did not call me. And so I was like, so I had to pay to have her call me. So you have to pay basically like a booking fee to even have the doctor call you. So I called, I had to schedule an appointment for a conversation with her. And she was like, I didn't call you because you don't have anything. And I was like, okay, that's fine, but at least call. Like, I was telling her, I was like, I was really freaking out and I was stressed out she was like, you had nothing to be stressed out about. She was like, this is and this is one of the reasons why I got a ultrasound done on my uterus, is because I wanted to see if there was something going on in there. And I wanted to see about the cyst or whatever that they found when I was pregnant. Or whatever. So I had a terrible experience with the gyno recently. Honestly, over the doctors too. Too many bad experiences. Too many bad experiences. Yeah, same here, guys. And I'm honestly gonna have to like do some videos on this because I learned a lot. And they're like, okay, first of all, like even my doctor told me that she's not vaccinated for HPV. Well, she said that she got vaccinated because you can get it like non-sexually. Like you can get it from like being at the gym and people not cleaning up. It's literally like a virus. You can get it from you can get it from a lot of things. So yeah, from a lot of things. So yeah. Okay, yeah. So, basically that, like, I was having such a good time in Ohio. And then I was kind of like disappointed because I thought I had found a friend, like that girl I was telling you about yesterday. If you guys are not familiar with, like, if you are just coming in, basically, the lady who we were renting with the aunt, she had a niece. They fell out and the niece ended up moving out and then moving back in for only one day, right? So we were all supposed to roommate together, me, her, and the Ohio guy. I threw a smoothie at the aunt and some guac because she pissed me off. She tried me and she tried to lock me out of my room with my things in there. And I had just paid her $250 the week before. I had paid her the week before and then I had paid her this week. So, whatever. So after like that, we went to a parking lot because the hotel had kicked us out. And we got drunk in the parking lot. And I got really drunk. I was drinking that new whiskey by Beyonce, whatever. It was a David or something like that, whatever. And so I had to sleep in the parking lot to sleep it off. Ended up like peeing somewhere and I got sober. And my homeboy was like, you need to come over here. Like they left you in a parking lot. And I was like, okay. But like the Ohio guy and the niece went to go get a room and I just couldn't fit in their car. So yeah. They ended up staying at some raggedy hotel that was like 30 minutes away. And I ended up staying at like a nice hotel that was only like 5 or 6 minutes away. Because this guy I met, This guy I met, you know, had offered me a place to stay because it was natural. I told him I was having issues with my roommates, and yeah, so yeah, that was it. I'm just trying to think of, I was doing so much stuff. I was really doing a lot here, like considering that I was working 14 hours a day. Like I was charging my car and I was sleeping in my car because it would take me like 7 hours to charge my car because the nearest charging station was like 30 miles away. So after work, after work, um, my car would like, my car would be needing charging and I would be forgetting. Long story short. So yeah. Um, okay, so there were like so many. I don't even know what to say. So, what do y'all think about the whole Lisa thing, the whole Lisa friendship? People that heard the whole thing, what do y'all think? Because I cannot believe that I like completely like just stopped being friends with this lady. But I also feel like it shouldn't have been that easy for us to stop being friends. Um, Lisa, a monitoring spirit. What does that mean? She was a pick me. Oh, okay, so Lisa was a pick me also. Okay, was this like the plague of pygmies? Because the niece is, was, but y'all were saying that I agree. I agree that she was kind of like a pick me too. I feel like Lisa was too. Because why did you befriend the aunt? And then I have been friends with her for 5 years. Like I said, I've gotten her jobs. She has told me about jobs to apply for. Like we've told each other about jobs, but I've like literally helped her make a lot of money. And I'm always doing that shit with my friends and it is never reciprocated. And I'm like, what is this? I don't even understand. Like we were friends for a really long time. And we were always cool. Like she even tried to get me to get with her son, and he was actually kind of cute and he was kind of successful. But he ended up anyway. He got like two kids, two baby mamas, whatever. And I was kind of like, not that it's anything like it devalues you. I just felt like he was having these kids so quickly after meeting these women. I was like, and then child support and like multiple baby mamas. I just was like, no. But like I said, he was a decent person or whatever like that. You saved yourself. Yeah, and then like he had all of these kids in the time frame that I met her. So it's almost like, okay, when I first met you, you didn't think I was good enough for your son, who me and him at the time had no children. We were both working on ourselves, doing our thing. But now that he's got two kids, two baby mamas in the 5 years that I've met you, now you want me to get with your son. That's also what I was kind of thinking. Like I have been the same girl since that time frame, a hustler, doing my thing, giving you advice. Me and you, if she needs something, like she would literally call me, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, she wanted me to help them. I'm like, girl, no, like, and I definitely like, nah. I was like, bitch. First of all, I've had plenty of opportunities since I've been with, like, since I've had her to have more kids, and I will not. Like, I'm not doing nothing until, because I still need my mom to babysit because I don't trust anybody, and she's kind of cheap. She's like, she will mentally ruin you sometimes, but like, other than that, yeah. These men will switch up after the kids, a bunch of baggage and stress. Exactly. I was like, no, girl, no. So yeah. That's my story. I guess I'll tell y'all. Oh, that's my mom. Hold on, let's see. Hello? Hey, mom.
Hi, Chinyere.
Hey.
This is Chinyere.
Oh my God. Hi. Hey, how are you?
I am at, tell her the name of the store.
Davies Inspirations.
Oh, okay. Is that a clothing store?
No, we're on Fondren and Westheimer.
Oh, you're on Fonda and Westheimer? Okay, cool.
They have beautiful furniture. Where are you? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just at the house. Phoebe is on the computer. I'm just putting this bike together and I'm on the live. Say hey to the live.
Tell her your name.
My name is Cheyenne.
Cheyenne Chinyere.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, Cheyenne.
How you been?
I'm good. Are you just met my mom at a store?
Yes, I'm working here, and she's a lovely lady.
She's half Nigerian.
Oh, are you? Oh, that's cool. What like tribe, I guess, are you?
What are
Igbo.
you?
Oh, you're Igbo? Okay, that's cool.
She's Igbo.
Nice.
Okay, and
It seems like you're very cold.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I was cold and I started
Yeah,
taking it off.
she went out.
Yeah.
She's busy. She just got a bike, you know, an exercise bike.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chinyere.
Mom, you're bothering this. Are you at a furniture? Huh?
Say again?
Are you at a furniture store? Where are you? Oh, okay. I didn't know what that
Show
was.
her. You know how to make my phone do that? Show her. Take my phone and show her.
There you go.
Okay,
Now
you
can
do
put-
it.
No,
You
you
do-
can put a picture
Okay.
just on the phone.
Oh,
See now?
yeah.
Look at the screen.
Oh, get out of here. Move.
Oh, you know I don't know how.
See, this is what you're showing her right now.
Okay.
This is what she sees.
Look. Oh, it's beautiful, Chinyere. Nice. You love it.
Oh, good. Oh, it is nice. Okay, you can come back. He gone.
Huh?
Oh, it is nice.
Mm-hmm.
You said you don't want kids.
We have
Shut
been. Go look.
Move.
Phoebe. Hello, precious. And it reclines, Chinyere.
Did you get his number? Mom, just do what you do. We know you.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Okay. So, yeah. What is it, you little baby? Wait, Chi-Chi, was he cute? Yeah, he was cute. Yeah, my mom always does this. And these men, like, she would show them photos and she won't even tell me. I'll just have a random man call me and I'll be like, who is this? And she'll say, and he'll be like, oh, your mom gave me your number. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, Mom, did you give the guy my number? And she'll be like, oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. Baby, what is that in your mouth? What are you eating? What? Nothing? Baby, don't be just eating anything, okay? Please. Okay? Eat your little face. Y'all, Phoebe is starting to look like mommy so much. Can y'all believe this? Get you a nice African man. Y'all, he's half African, y'all. He was actually kind of cute. He had like, that's cute, but she act like you're desperate. Y'all. She just wants me to find somebody so bad. Like, I'm so tempted to date somebody so I can split these bills. I'm just kidding. I would never. But yeah. Let's see. I almost slipped in the shower listening to this live. Went from throwing dudes' clothes on the freeway to mom. Y'all. Got my wrench back. Hey. Ow. Oh, my knees. Oh my goodness. Ow. 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 Phoebe. Ow. My back. Oh. Thanks, baby. My baby's rubbing me in my body. Thank you, cutie. You're so cute and I love you. Your mama's out of shape. Yo, I'm so out of shape. Yes, we are over for right now, y'all. What I miss? I'm at work. Girl, you're gonna have to rewind it. I was just telling them about how I threw this guy's stuff on the freeway because I thought he gave me something. And he stopped responding to me. So I had to do what I had to do. But yeah, so me and him, we are really over, guys, for right now. He is not in the like position or mindset to be a dad or a partner right now, and that's okay. At some point he probably will be, and when he does, if I'm not with anybody, I may go with him. I know it sounds stupid, right? But I feel like, but I mean, no, not even like, I don't know, I feel like I'd be kind of like, because I'm one of those people, I don't even think I would spin the block. I think I'm good. I think I would just be single. He's in West Texas. I just want a lavender marriage. Exactly. Let me tell y'all. So obviously he won me over with something. Like her dad is like the most like gentleman I ever met in my life. Like even if like anything, he would like never put his hands on me. And it took him a long time to even raise his voice at me because I was so frustrated with him, you know? Y'all, she's back. Hold on. Mom, you FaceTime me again.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chinyere. I wasn't trying to.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so you know my mom's like in her 70s, so she FaceTimes on accident a lot. Even if it's like just like in her hand, she's FaceTiming on accident. But yeah, he was just really kind and he was just thoughtful. I was actually thinking about it today. Like I was really trying to see it like his like what he was going through from his perspective and wonder like what I would do if I was in his position. So like that's why I'd be like, you know, I think about it because, you know, I was so over the relationship that I didn't even consider a lot of things that he was going through at the time. I was just so frustrated with him and ready to be out. But like, you know, that's why I think about it. I thought she found you a whole nother man. You are so funny because she is that type of person. She would be, oh, he's cute, you know, and I think that's cool, but it's like, no. Does she like your ex? No, she hates him. I'm trying to show you off. She isn't slick with the video call. Okay. And like she could have at least called me so that I didn't have like some freaking sweater wrapped around my thing. It looks like I have on a scarf. Oh God, here she comes. Hey, baby. But yeah, just like a gentle soul, and we, you know, we got along, obviously. And he would also like get you want Milky right now, my cutie. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're looking like mommy so much.
Mommy looks like you.
Yeah, a little bit. With your little face. Yeah. I love my baby. See a little face? I'll eat that face. You hear me? I'll eat that little face. Delicious. Oh, I'm hungry. So yeah. She's not slick. That is so funny. Yeah, he would like get me flowers and things like that I thought was like thoughtful because he knew I liked flowers and he would just get them, you know, but it was just like special occasions or whatever. And Phoebe wants a sibling. Yes, every day she tells me that she wants a sibling. And I'm just like not financially in a position yet. But yeah, I mean, if I did have another kid, it will probably be with, you know, him just because I'm more familiar and I already know what bull I'm about to deal with him. But yeah, but it would, I don't know, but unless I just met somebody. But like I said, guys, before, children are like not that big of a deal for me. I'm really good with just like one. But like I guess if finances were a little different, like, and I was just a smarter, you know, I would definitely, because it's kind of selfish to just have one child because, you know, when both parents are gone, you know, God willing, she outlives me, like, you know, she's just going to be by herself and she's just going to kind of like have her cousins, and all of her cousins have multiple siblings, like, you know, his side of the family, like they, like the girls are still having a lot of kids. And you know, most of them are like near Mexico. So, and my family's old and nobody's having kids like that. I'm telling y'all. Like I literally was just talking to my cousin. Like all my cousins who are younger than me, they don't even have kids. I have a lot of cousins who are older than me and they don't have kids. They're in their 50s with no kids. I'm not kidding, in my family. So I'm like, God damn, like I literally grew up with only like 7 cousins. And my family is really old, you know, like my mom is like in her 70s, like I said. So my grandparents were born in the 30s and 20s, and they had like 7 kids and they came from like 12 kids. Now, like their kids are not even having kids. So I don't know. It's just going to be like a small Like she's not gonna, Yeah, I be thinking ahead, y'all. I be thinking ahead because I'll be like, oh my gosh, when Phoebe gets older, I'm literally gonna have to if something happens to her, I'm gonna have to help her. Because I was watching this TikTok of this girl. I talked about this before, how basically she had gotten her heart broken, and I already knew what the dad looked like, and I already knew when I saw her. She was like, I was like, anyway, she got her heart broken, and her mom literally had to pick her up off the floor, had to bathe her, she was sick after getting her heart broken. And I just literally thought to myself, oh my God, I have to be there for Phoebe, because what if something happens to her? What if she's really sad and she needs me and I'm not there, and because I'm not healthy, or I'm like, oh no, I gotta be there for my daughter. So, or if she doesn't have a sibling, she's gonna need a sibling to call when I'm being annoying, or or just when she needs something and I'm not available, or her dad's not available. But yeah. That's sweet of you to think ahead. Thank you. I'm pregnant with a 2-year-old, getting my tubes tied after this. So I thought, I don't know how, I guess they do the tube tying while you're delivering, I think. Less kids are being born. People don't want kids like that anymore. You're right. Back in the days, your grandma might have 9 kids or more, but that's not happening much now. No, people aren't even having 4 kids anymore, barely. Society is terrible at this economy. Exactly. We also have more things to offer, and men cannot just go off of finances anymore. They have to actually have real personality, and you don't have to worry about getting beaten or left financially strained anymore, because we can just leave. So it's expensive. It's really expensive. I feel like it's too expensive to have big families these days. It's hard enough to take care of yourself. Exactly. I want my tubes tied, but I was denied. I asked when I was 27. She laughed in my face, saying I could change my mind. Oh, wait. So Octavia, how old are you? How old are you now? And are you still thinking about getting your tubes tied? But yeah, if I could give her a sibling, but guys, honestly, I don't get out that much. I don't put myself out there enough. I don't try hard enough to meet an actual mate. That's why I know that Phoebe is gonna be an only child. Back in the day, I would meet guys every day. I was out walking. I didn't have a car. I was out in the club every weekend. I didn't have a life, and I was meeting men everywhere. Now I only meet men at work, and these are low caliber jobs, nothing of value. I stay in the house for the most part. I don't even go out like that. So, I know my mom is scared for me, and I guess I have to look at it from a parent's perspective. Maybe if I saw Phoebe was not she's handling everything on her own, I would maybe be thinking, dang, I wish she had a partner. Or I feel I'm the type of mom that would be what kind of what do you need exactly? What's going on with you? How can I help? I don't know. I'm not having kids. I haven't met anyone to change my mind, and this world is going downhill fast. I don't blame you. I turned 30 in February. I realized anytime I wanted children, it was because my partner at those times wanted them, not me. I just wanted them to be happy. Same here. But also, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I have met a couple guys, and I was like, damn, I want this. I would have his kids. I've met a guy or two. I genuinely was I would have your kid. So I don't know. I understand what you're saying. I get it. But yeah, I haven't this Ohio guy. He just had so much going on, but he was a good dad. I like that. But I just know I'm gonna meet somebody later on in life. I think it's gonna be when I'm doing something that I really love. When I'm living on my farm, I feel I'm gonna meet my mate. When I'm traveling in my motorhome, that's when I'm going to meet the love of my life, because I'll be doing something I really love. And that's usually how, and the best way you meet somebody is when you're in your element and you're doing something, and you meet somebody along the road who is into the same things as you. Yeah. Well, yeah, guys, I'm going to get off of here. It's been an hour, and I got to go get ready to go. As usual, I'll be back tomorrow on live. It's the weekend, so I'll probably be going on around this time again. Love you guys. Thanks for watching the vlog, the live vlog. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all. Lots of love. I'm gonna give myself a little love. Let me see. Ooh.